So I'm curious if you don't use watercolors on your cards, because I did see, I think majority of people said yes, but if you don't, why not? I'm wondering, because I'm hoping if you are intimidated by them, then I'm hoping this will help you have the confidence. That's what I'm all about, is helping you get the confidence you need to create. All right, so I'm going to put this aside. This is what we are going to be creating today. And if you do create something inspired by something that I create, whether it's live or on Instagram, I love to see it. So tag me over there. All right, so we are going to get started. I am just going to use some Arteza watercolor paper, not anything fancy. I am not creating a masterpiece here, just a card. So I'm actually going to use some water, and I like to just spray my watercolor paper, get it saturated with water. Takes too long to use a paintbrush, in my opinion. So I am using some Altenew watercolors. Again, I don't think that these are artist grade, more like crafting, but the colors are gorgeous and they work perfect for me. So that's what I'm going to be using. I don't like to invest in super expensive things because I just use it for cards. As far as like art supplies go. All right. So I had some mixed up already. So I'm going to create a gradient from the side down, so diagonal. And I sprayed my watercolor paper with some water. And then I'm just going to touch it, maybe not enough because it should be moving. There we go. Soon I will get my stuff together and invest. Well, I have like 5 webcams, more or less. I need to invest time into getting it all together so that you guys can see the side view, because I think this would be amazing on a side view. So I am just laying down some color, and I'm actually going to, and I have some water on the side here. I'm going to go in with a little black up top, just to darken that color. There we go. And then we're going to go in. I don't know the colors of these. I think the colors are on the back side. But they're from the 36 pan set from Altenew. All right. To grab a paper towel. And I'm using the blues. Gonna mix a couple together, going up top here. So I want a little bit more blue. That's looking a little gray. And you could see that it's super saturated with water, which is what I want, because I think it helps, especially like someone like me. I'm not that comfortable with watercolors. So I try to find ways that work for me. So I'm hoping that if you're similar, then it might help you. All right, I'm going to go in with a little lighter blue here. And I'm not too worried at this point about it looking how I want it, because I have a simple fix for that as well. So let me just saturate my water brush. And these water brushes are from Prima. I got them when I was on their design team. They're okay. Again, I don't want to invest in any artist grade products, art supplies, because I just do cards. Just make cards. Not just, but you know what I mean. I don't need it to be super high quality for me. I know some card makers like that. Oh, there's lots of planes out today. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Oh, I don't even have my mic near me. Can you guys hear me? I'm hoping you could. Yes, Prima works as well. I have a ton of those. Abby uses those all the time. For me, I find that all the colors I want are in this palette rather than having to switch back and forth between palettes with Prima. All right, I'm gonna go in with a little bit. This, mix this in. Go in with that black. I did mix it in with a little bit of the blue, but not much. All right. Whoops. Because I have so much water, I'm able to pick it up. I think that's, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm going with. All right, I'm gonna go in with a brush and just kind of grab some of that color and help it move down a little bit. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to add something on top as well as splatters and different things. So this does not have to be perfect. And I have little watercolor brush hairs. All right. And then now I can go in with more saturated color. Probably should dry this actually. To get all that black off there. Okay. So I'm gonna go in again. Gonna help this color go down. And then what I like to do is just tilt it. And because I added so much water, it's just gonna kind of do its own thing. So now's your time to go grab a snack if you want. It just takes a second. Yes, they are Altenew watercolors. Nothing too fancy. I have all sorts of different watercolors, but these are the ones that I grab most. I have liquid watercolors as well from different crafting companies. I don't use them. So let's see. Go in with a little bit more of this color here. And this is a great thing to do, like if you're watching a show, you just want to relax, because it does, you kind of have to build up, but it doesn't take too much skill. You know, I don't have any, almost failed art every single year, but I would always take it because I loved it. So. And then if you don't like how it looks, I will show you how easy that can be fixed. I'm going to go in and help that. I'll go back in with the black again up here. Sorry, I'm like in the zone. I haven't done lives in forever, and now I've done 3 this week. All right, so I'm going to tilt it this way to have this darker blue come in where the black is to kind of meet a little bit. And then once it kind of pulls up, I don't know if you guys can see that, I'm going to tilt it the other way. Just like this. Really simple. Not much to it at all. All right, now we are going to dry. So if you're wearing headphones, just beware. I wasn't paying attention. I want to move this color. I'll move my arm a little bit awkward here so you guys can see. I'm trying to move this black into the blue. I'm going to go in with more color. Let's see, I'm going to take a little bit of this blue and then this lighter blue. And just go in. We're just going for it. Whoops. Go. Kind of pull that color back down to get that gradient. And then we're going to mix these colors together. All right. I am going to set this aside because the magic of live, I have one finished, kind of. I do have to go in and fix it a little bit, add a little bit more color, but so you guys are not bored, I'm going to work in layers here and add a little bit more of this blue. Hello, everybody that's just joining. Thank you for joining. Oops. Glitter is my enemy. I do not like glitter. And I bought some of the Tim Holtz glitter. Surprise, surprise. Like loose, really fine glitter. I could do glass glitter a little bit. But yeah, not. All right, we're going to dry this. Yes, I have some Daniel Smith watercolor dot cards, and I've almost invested in some of my favorites, but I just, again, I think, why? All right, now we are going to do my favorite part. Add some textures and interest. So what I like to do is I like to spray water in my hand and either kind of let it drop or flick it on. And depending on the look you want, how much water you're going to add. Kind of let that sit for a second. And I'm going to pull this up. Oh no, I added it. So if you have a background that you're not liking too much, this is definitely a way to help fix that and blend the colors a little bit better. I'm going to let that do its thing for a second and then blotch up some of this color. And I want to make sure that I'm using a different part of my paper towel. It's just a tad bit wet. I'm going to go in with some splatters of color. So I want kind of like this darker blue. But I want to make sure that it's really kind of watered down. I don't want it to be too saturated. I'm just going to go in with some splatters. There we go. And then I'm going to take my water bottle and then actually just spray. I'm going to add some more splatters for interest. All right, so here's the background. So we have the Glimmer plate, and I haven't figured out because this is watercolor paper, it is very thick, and I was trying to figure it out before I went live, but it actually it cuts through the cardstock, and without the shim in it, it doesn't leave an impression. So I have to figure that out unless somebody has a solution. I've tried a heavy piece of cardstock, doesn't really work. So I'm going to have to, I think, kind of play around and see what works. All right. Put this semi. It's hard to see because it's buckled. You need to get some of that tape where you can use it with heat. I'm just running this through my Platinum 6 machine. All right. And to be honest, I actually love, I don't know if you saw in the example, but there's little bits of over foliage. I really love that actually. So for this card, I wasn't mad about it. All right, so here's the reveal. Oh my goodness, I love this background more than the first one. It's not so pretty. This is from Pinkfresh Studio. It's the, oh, I forgot the name of it. Oh, yep, see? It broke off. That's why I tore it on the bottom here, because it was breaking. Because it cut through. So, yeah. All right. I think it's right here. It is called Abstract Triangles, and it is in my supply list. All right. So what I did is just kind of tore it on the bottom here. You could see it cut through, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right. And then this little piece. Bloop. Then I took my scissors, because obviously that doesn't look too great. So I'm going to take my scissors, or you can take I'm going to do this up close, or else I feel like I'm going to cut myself. What I'm doing is I'm just roughing up the edge with the scissor. There we go. And then I can go in and kind of curl it a little bit. kind of add something to the card. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my goodness. Could you just put double-sided tape on the back? I don't know. I'm kind of scared to use tape. Need to cut off a little bit from the side here so that it has a nice border. So that's what I'm doing now. So we got that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. I can't. So pretty. Blue, the dark blue with the gold is just stunning. Cannot go wrong. This bone folder is from Just My Craft, one of my favorites. And I really didn't think a good bone folder really mattered, but it does. It really does. If you can get one, I would definitely suggest getting one. A good one. Doesn't have to be that company, but all right. So what I did for all of this was I already did it, so you guys don't have to be too bored. I cut out a small circle in white cardstock. Then I stamped on some vellum with this stamp set here. This is the Bold Tidings Mini. Oops, sorry. And then I embossed it with gold embossing powder. So then I'm gonna put this just like this so that the grading can be seen a little bit better. Yes, a good bone folder will last a long time, I am sure. All of mine have been like cheapy, plasticky things. So, all right. I have these little dots here that I am going to kind of roll up and stick behind a couple of these letters. And I'm not worried if it's seen, if, you know, you could see a little bit. It's a handmade card. Can't be too perfect. So I'm just kind of rolling them up in my fingers, and then maybe you guys can see that. Yeah. Oh, my nasty fingers with the watercolor. I need to redo my nails. But I just roll them up and then place them behind the letters. That way you don't see them. It is a good one. And you have all of the greetings in one set, which is nice because the bigger ones, I have a couple of the bigger ones, and I found that because I like to create backgrounds, it just covered too much of the background up. And so I found myself not really using them as much as I would like. I think I used them a few times, but yeah, so these are perfect. All right, then we're going to add this circle to the back. Again, doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I am going to add some white splatters to this. I don't want to get my desk too splattery. So, bye, Karen. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. I need to just, this is so pretty. I'm going to just stick this here so I can screenshot it later. So I like to use the Dina Wakley gloss spray to add splatters. And I think some gold splatters would be really pretty too, but I don't have anything out, I don't think. Put all of that away yesterday. And then, as always, we're going to flip it around. It is, I have done something similar. I use these watercolors in my art journal a lot. So even if you are not a card maker, or, you know, you see somebody do a technique on an art journal and you're a card maker, just kind of mix and match the techniques. All right. Splatter heaven there. All right. And while that dries, I'll tell you about the snowflakes. So these snowflakes I've had for quite some time. I'm pretty sure it was Christina Werner, of course, that used them on some sort of card, and I bought them. And I used them a couple times, but again, it's one of those things where I just didn't use that often. And then when I saw Simon Says Stamp, they do the December, they came out with some beautiful snowflake dies, and I'm like, oh, I want those. And then I thought to myself, I have some snowflake dies and I do not use them. So I am already starting to be better. So these are from Fawn. It's two different sets. One is larger with like the stitching on it, and then one is smaller. I don't know if these are still available, but I did link them just in case. All right. I don't know if I want the snowflakes this time. I might just add this. What do you guys think? It needs another little dot. Trying to make an art journal. My New Year goal to make one. Awesome. I am one double page spread away from finishing my first ever art journal. I've done a lot of pages, but they're kind of random. So one snowflake peeking out. What's this one? Yeah, I actually kind of like the snowflakes. So I kind of staggered them. I can't remember which ones I used here. So I added one behind and then one like on top. And then, no, I want the more intricate ones on top. So I'm going to add this one kind of down here. And then, come on, like this. And then a little bitty. All right. So we are going to add this first, and then I will add those, actually, add the background to the card with some double-sided adhesive. I'm going to have my Christmas cards done in no time. All right. I need to actually start sending some. I have a few people overseas that need to get them. I had gotten a Christmas card from Vicky P. Papalona. I cannot pronounce her last name, but I'm sure everybody knows who she is. She had sent it the middle of December, and I got it in the end of March last year. It's actually a really nice surprise to get a card from her. All right, so I'm going to try and place this as centered as I can. Oh my gosh, gosh, I cannot with this background. I'm sorry, you guys. Just the blue and the gold, just everything. All right. I'm going to add this with some double-sided adhesive. Okay, I'm going to place it, but I'm not going to add too much pressure because I want to add my snowflakes. All right, sorry, I have to come closer to me to do this. Or else it's going to be way too wonky. About there. And we can add this here. The vellum is not centered, but that's okay. We're going with it. All right. To add these snowflakes to the vellum, I need to use these little dots. I love these things. I wish I would have gotten a roll. I didn't realize that they were the singles, but either way, they're really sticky and work really well. Add that there. Oh, come on. There we go. And then a little itsy bitsy one. Does anybody have their Christmas tree up yet? I would love to know. We haven't gotten ours yet. Ours up yet. And a little bitsy one right there. And maybe one more because it may need to be an odd number. Two trees. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. All right. Little itsy bitsy one on this side. Maybe. I don't know about that. Yeah, I actually like it. All right. And that is it. We did it. Look at how pretty these are. And it's so simple. Wasn't that background so simple? Planning on going live again next week. I said yesterday, maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm just in this mood of doing lives. They're really fun. And I love connecting with everybody and getting to know everybody, chatting and all of that fun stuff. If you give these simple watercolors backgrounds a try, make sure to tag me. I'd love to see them. All right, I think I am going to wrap it up. I want to thank you all for joining. Again, if you create something inspired by anything from me, whatever it is, even if it's not inspired by me, I would love to see it. Tag me always. I love to see it. And if you want to see even more watercolor tips and tricks, be sure to click the video right here. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all later. Bye.